Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. Let's have a look at the super limited time super extreme quest for Kirari. And this will only be good for 3 days, so I'm going to get this video up as quick as I can. But gimmicks in here are mines and blocks. We can bring characters with flight, and we don't necessarily need to bring characters with null block. But we do want mostly pierce characters, because the weak points will be inside the hitboxes for the enemies. And for units that I'm using 2 of Nigimi Tama, and she actually might be the best character for this mission, even though she is a drop monster. They've been doing that lately for more high-level quests. But she's a Pierce with Minesweeper. She has Recovery, which is very important because there are no hearts in this stage, and then also as you go from stage to stage, you don't get healing there either. And then Speed and Power Up Strike Shot, which will give your teammates regen, so that's also nice for this mission. My Hatcher monster is Apple. She's also Pierce with the Minesweeper. She has Speed Up, and that can be helpful for this mission to get my guys moving around a little bit more. And then her Strike Shot, she can paralyze guys if she hits their weak point. And yeah, everybody in here has weak points, so it can work even on little guys. Some of whom have one-hit KOs, so... And then last friend unit is Onimaru, and then he is, of course, Pierce Minesweeper, Super Minesweeper, actually. He'll begin the stages with mines on him. And then I think he has weak point Slayer, some kind of Slayer. He's a little bit slow. I believe he is a power type, but with Apple, he'll be able to get around a little bit more easily. First thing we want to do in each stage is get rid of the guys with the skull and crossbones on them. If we do that, then a certain condition will be met, and then other things will happen, so... If we take down the guys with the skull and crossbones, that will lower the defense on everybody else, and then we can start doing real damage to them. And then Onimaru, his strike shot is 8 turns, a speed and power up, so yeah, I do want to use that as often as I can. And then there are the gravity attacks in here, so you might want to use the Spirit Crest, give yourself the protection from gravity. You could also give yourself Wood Slayer and stuff. Yeah, there's the gravity attack. And then, yeah, with Nigimi Tama, it's very important on her turn to hit all of your teammates. That can be difficult with these blocks around. But yeah, as you can see, almost no HP here. I think actually a team full of her would be very viable. Oh, and I think Onimaru has Drain. That's why I was healing there. Okay, nice shot there, doing a little bit of damage to everybody. Oh, and I should have said this earlier in the video, but at the end of this video we'll look at character for Kirari, of course. But I'll also show you my team composition for a Miroku team. It turns out that she's great in here, and that's probably actually going to be my team that I'm going to use to actually farm the quest. But as you beat the quest a certain number of times, you'll get additional drops. So that's a little bit of help there. And then there's a feature which was released maybe last year, where you can kind of revive quests that had appeared in the last 24 hours. You can spend an orb and then you get another appearance of an hour of the quest. I highly recommend that you do it for this one here. Yesterday was the Monster Strike day, so even using 1 luck units or 5 luck units, they will be the max luck. But that won't be the case from today or tomorrow. If you have a max luck Nigimi-tama, that's fine. If you don't, then it might be a little bit slower making the max luck of this guy. And this is kind of a hard quest to farm. I lose pretty often in here. But I win more often with the Miroku team. Okay, we're entering the boss sequence. Same deal here, we'll want to take down the guys with the skull and crossbones. We'll get the defense down on everyone else, and then we can start going after the boss. Okay, great damage, nice drain. And we'll do kind of a crazy angle with Nigimi-tama, hopefully hit all of my teammates to get that recovery in. But yeah, seeing the recent high difficulty quests where drop monsters are really good, it makes me want to keep like 2 or 3 copies of all of the kind of more difficult, more high level drop monsters. Okay, let's use a Nigimi-tama strike shot, get the speed and power up, and then give my teammates the regen status. Alright, here's great positioning for Onimaru here. And then I want to get the HP below that marker so that it will stop his one-hit KO, and then kind of get him into the next phase. But going into the next phase, he'll summon more guys, hit me with the gravity attack. Hopefully I can get around and hit all of my teammates. No. But I did get rid of the little guys with the skull and crossbones, so that's something. Okay, here again, let's see if I can hit all my teammates. And I think I can grab that sword, too. Perfect. Okay, and take down the boss. Great. Okay, last stage. This one's kind of tough. Thankfully, I was able to get rid of the skull and crossbones guys there. Let's see if I can get in between those blocks. Perfect. Alright. Okay, 2 turns until the boss's ultimate attack. I'm trying to think what would be the best angle to shoot here. Yeah, it was okay. Alright, but we got beyond the marker. So gravity attack, little guys come out. With Onimaru, let's use the strike shot, more for the speed up rather than the power up. Just to make sure I get around and get rid of the 2 guys with the skull and crossbones. Okay, then it's just me and the boss. Gotta do enough damage to the boss. So let's use my other Nigimi-tama strike shot, give a regen back to my guys. And speed and power up, and... okay, not enough to take down the boss. But let's use Apple Strike Shot, might as well. paralyze the boss. That will prevent the next 2 turns of attacks, so that's nice. And there he goes. Alright. Okay, next let's look at Kirari. And she's pretty darn good for a drop monster. Wood, Pierce, Minesweeper M, and Null Block. Minesweeper M, the difference between that and the regular Minesweeper is really different. Makes her better for high difficulty quests. And then Status Recovery, which is pretty rare. And then she's a Blast type with the Lock-on Trident Laser L. That's one of the better bump combos I've ever seen for a drop monster. And Strike Shot, speed up, and then when she hits the weak points of bosses, will do great damage. This is an excellent max luck, and everybody should try to make her, even the most high-level players that have a ton of max lucks. Okay, next let's look real briefly at a Miroku team. The reason why, well, there's a number of reasons why Miroku is good in here. She is water element, so she'll take extra damage from the wood attacks, but I have like Survivor Able Berries on my Mirokus for that. But she has the Super Chain Lightning, which is non-element, and then it will hit in the center of enemies, so that's perfect against the units in here. She also has Recovery, so she can heal your guys, that's great. And then she has Flight and Null Block, and so even though she's a bounce, she can still get around pretty well for having the Null Block. But if you need it, her Strike Shot, she can become a Pierce. So if you want to do direct damage on the boss, or if you want to more easily hit your teammates, that Strike Shot is good for that. And then there's the Defense Down Blast. That can overwrite the Defense Up, so that's nice. I don't know if it's as much of a defense down multiplier as the one that they get from taking down the Skull and Crossbones guys, but nice to know that it's there. I've seen a few different opinions about who to pair with a Miroku to really make her good. I've heard that 2 for All is really good with them. They have the Blast Bump combo, so that can help you get out more of the Chain Lightning. But I'm using August here, one because he's a max luck. You might want to use a max luck once the Monster Strike day is done. But he has Pierce with Minesweeper, so he can get around easily, and then he has the Copy Bump combo, so you can get out even more of the Super Chain Lightnings. But yeah, as you play, with Miroku especially, you want to make sure that you are hitting all of your teammates every turn. Not only just for the bump combos, but also for the recovery. And then yeah, this feels like a pretty safe, pretty consistent clear. Maybe it takes about the same amount of time, maybe like 10 minutes or less. But my win rate is much higher than using the team that I showed you before. Okay, good luck with that. Still 2 more days for this quest. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Take care.